I hit the wrong button and I lost you. The only one that cannot be proven is choice B. Winter would be warmer than it was last year. When you are done, I'm going to show you what yours would look like really fast. You're going to answer the PDN questions. Well, you should have answered the PDN questions, and you're going to hit the next button here. If you notice, it doesn't let you move on to the next page unless you answer all the questions, because some sneaky people kept trying to turn in incomplete assignments, and now it does not let you do that. So now you're going to move on to Untitled section. I'll title it. It's going to be called The Text. That doesn't say text. That says text. Good. You are going to read 3 texts this week. One on Monday, one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday. That is Winston. He's barking at me behind me. What do you want? What do you want? You're going to read a text on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Today is the first text that you're going to look at. These texts are going to be about something that is a little bit more interesting than we normally read about. These texts are going to be about Black Panther, Wonder Woman, and the movie Crazy Rich Asians, all of which are movies that came out last year. Let's go ahead and take a look at the text. I will read it out loud to you. You may follow along with me. So you'll see the video is posted up here. You can follow along and scroll down as I read, and the video will still play. It says, opinion. Black Panther is a superhero that looks like me. As a child, I always pretend to be a superhero. At every free moment, I wore homemade capes and colorful masks. As much as I loved and believed in the fantasy of heroism, I felt inadequate. Movie and television heroes, both men and women, didn't look like me. As a result, I didn't believe that stories about people of color would be fantastical. I didn't believe that a black person like me could live in different worlds, fly, or have super strength. You're going to pause and you're going to write the gist right here on this line. And we're going to move on to the next section. Black Panther, new superhero to save the world. For many years, blackness has not been part of the picture. Stories about black people and black life were not shown in the movies. This was especially true for the superhero. Panther will redefine and expand the world of superheroes. It does so by placing the fate of the world in the hands of a black man. The idea of a black superhero is appealing to quite a lot of people. Though the movie won't hit theaters until February 16th, Black Panther has already set a record for the most advanced tickets sold in the Marvel Universe, beating previous title holders Captain America, Civil War. You're going to pause, you're going to write your gist statement right here, and I want to move on to the next section. Few black people portrayed as superhero in film. Andre Carrington teaches African American literature. He is saddened by the absence of black people in superhero and fantasy stories. Incorrect ideas about black people are getting in the way of more diverse stories. Those things really keep us from doing the work to get our stories told to bigger audiences, he said. There have only been a few black characters in sci-fi or fantasy films. They usually occupy supporting roles without much background or depth. Considering all that, I began to feel bitter towards superhero films. That resentment lasted until I came across the trailer for Black Panther. Once again, you're going to pause and write the gist there. The story of the Black Panther. In Black Panther, the main character, T'Challa, returns to the fictional African nation of Wakanda to take his rightful place as king. Upon arriving, he finds his throne and honor at risk. T'Challa must use all of his powers as Black Panther to defeat his longtime enemy. In doing so, he preserves the kingdom and the safety of the world. Finally, a movie is made about a black hero with African roots, and that's big. It's part of the Marvel Universe. Marvel Studios makes movies based on comic books that have generated billions of dollars. The heart-pumping Black Panther preview instantly went viral. Audiences not only see a superhero from the black point of view, they get to watch an all-star black cast. Critic and filmmaker Chantrell P. Lewis is very excited for the film's release. What's not to love about an all-black universe where black people are not only royalty, but superheroes, she said. The movie will show black people in new ways, she added. Recent black films have also started to make a lot of money. Such successes prove the idea wrong that black stories aren't sought after by large audiences. Text, or the gist for the text should go right here. Bold and challenging movie plot. Black Panther is a film that is desperately needed in today's society. The movie has already started to go beyond the screen. It has created discussion around the power and genius of blackness. Even the idea of an advanced civilization where black people thrive in the absence of whiteness is a bold and challenging idea. Black Panther bridges traditional African tribal culture to a modern, technologically advanced world. It belongs in the genre of Afrofuturism. Afrofuturism is a cultural movement that has brought blackness into sci-fi and fantasy. Previously, black people were not included in these genres. Black Panther furthers that mission. Just right here. This is the last section of the text. Film hits theaters during Black History Month. February is Black History Month. Every year we show respect and appreciation for courageous figures who made it possible for the successful and influential black people we know today. These are people like Barack Obama and Beyonce. This year, Black Panther allows us to peer into the future. It lets us look at the possibility of what blackness can become. Black Panther sends a message that blackness can and should be portrayed for what it is: beautiful, complex, and dense. The gist statement should go right here. This is the question that we're going to answer first. One main idea of the article is that Black Panther is one of the first movies to feature a black superhero with African American roots. What is another main idea of the article? A, Marvel makes billions of dollars on movies based on comic books. B, Black Panther is set to come out during Black History Month. C, many people are excited to see black people represented in new ways. Or D, T'Challa is the main character of the new movie, Black Panther. It has to be the main idea of the article, not of one paragraph. And 2 more questions for you to answer. What is one impact the movie Black Panther had on history? Be sure to focus on how it changed lives, laws, or opinions in your CER response. So you have to write one CER response right here that I will grade. You have to answer the same question right here. How did a second impact the movie Black Panther had on history, focusing on how it changed lives, laws, and opinions in a CER response, meaning you have to go back into the text and find evidence. The last question I'm going to ask you is, did you log into Lexia for 20 minutes? My reminder to you here is that I can see how many minutes every single person has logged into Lexia. So if Zakia Grady says yes, she went on to Lexia for 20 minutes, I'm going to go check Lexia and see how many minutes did Zakia Grady go on. And if it was right now, the answer would be 0. So you need to make sure that you are going on for 20 minutes so that I can double check and make sure that you are logging in. 20 minutes on Lexia so we can get to our goal by the end of the school year. You are not going to be able to submit this form until you answer all of these questions correctly. Each question is worth 1 point. Make sure you get that done. I will see you tomorrow when we go over Tuesday's lesson. My office hours are from 2:15 to 2:45. Check the Google Classroom for any announcements. Bye.